book is Charlie and Lola. But excuse me, that's my book. I have this little sister Lola. She is small and very funny. Lola loves reading and she really loves books. But at the moment, there's one book that's extra specially special. One day Lola says, "Charlie, Dad says he'll take us to the library and we must go right now and get beetles, bugs, and butterflies." Lola loves beetles, bugs, and butterflies. I say, "But Dad took that book out for you last time and the time before that." Then Lola says, "But Charlie, Beetles, Bugs, and Butterflies is a very special book. That's my favorite book and I really need it. Now, 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 now! Don't you know Beetles, Bugs, and Butterflies is the best book in the whole world?" And Lola says, "You see, Charlie, the bugs are quite buggy, and the butterflies are really beautiful, and the beetles are very silly. The beetle gets stuck, and his legs are very funny, and he can't turn over." I say, "I know that, Lola. Come on, Dad's waiting. All his funny little legs, Charlie." When we get to the library, Lola's still saying, "Beetles, Bugs, and Butterflies is the best book in the world because you learn a lot and it's very great and extremely very interesting. And I really, really must get it." When we get inside, I have to say, "Shh! Lola, it's a library. We have to be quiet." Lola says, "But I can't find my book, Charlie." And I say, "Then why don't you try looking for it in all the books beginning with B?" So Lola says, "B, B, B, where's my book? Where can it be?" I say, "Lola, be quiet." She says, "I am being quiet, Charlie." I say, "Shh." She says, "I am shushing. It's not there. My book's not there." I say, "Lola, be quiet." Lola says, "But Charlie, my book's lost. It's completely not there." I say, "Lola, remember, this is a library, so someone must have borrowed it." Lola says, "But Beetles, Bugs, and Butterflies is my book." I say, "But it's not your library. Someone else obviously wanted to read your book." Lola says, "But they can't. It's my book." So I say, "Lola, just think. There are hundreds and hundreds of other books in the library to choose from. There are spy books and dinosaur books, adventure books and scary books, books about pirates, airplanes, books about princess, airplanes, and astronauts, books about castles, dragons, and volcanoes, monsters, mountains, and pixies, and books about Romans." I say, "Look, Romans. This one tells you all about the history of Roman times, like how the Romans built long, straight roads and rode chariots and had fights with swords." But Lola says, "Too many big words, Charlie. My book has got pictures that I really like." So I say, "Okay, Lola, let's try to find a book with more pictures and less words. How about this? An encyclopedia. It's got millions of drawings and millions of facts. You can learn about everything. Look, this page is all about helicopters." "It's too loud, Charlie. I don't really like these big books." You see, Charlie, I'm very right. Beetles, Bugs, and Butterflies is the best book ever. I say, you might be right, Lola, but see what you think of this. It's a pop-up book. But Lola says, a book that has cherry blossom rain in it is nice, Charlie, but it's not funny. Then Lola says, Beetles, Bugs, and Butterflies is really funny. It makes me laugh and laugh and laugh. So I say, it's an animal book you want. A book with lots of pictures, a story, no big words, and animals that make you laugh. Lola says, yup. I say, how about this, Lola? Cheetahs and chimpanzees. Lola says, are there beetles, bugs, and butterflies in it? I say, no, but there are cheetahs and chimpanzees. Give it a try, Lola. Please. Lola says, okay, Charlie, I will, but it won't be as good as Beetles, Bugs, and Butterflies. Oh no, Charlie, look. That girl's got my book. I don't think she knows it's my book. No, just wait. That's mine. I just like my book, Charlie. Lola says, I want my book, Charlie. And I say, but you said you would try cheetahs and chimpanzees. Lola says, well, I'll try it, but it won't be as good as beetles, bugs, and butterflies. But then Lola says, oh, look at that. The cheetahs are very fast, and the chimpanzees are very cheeky. And in fact, you know what, Charlie? This book is probably the most best book in the whole wide world because it's so interesting and so lovely, and you know it has the absolutely best pictures of any book ever, and the baby chimps are very funny. The end. What is your favorite part of the story? My favorite part of the story is when Lola starts liking her new book. Charlie and Lola, I would like to actually keep it. I have this little sister Lola. She is small and very funny. Lola really loves her toy fox. Lola says, don't let your egg go all freezing and cold, Foxy. Can you do some more pushing, Foxy? Now, Foxy, we can count sheep. 1, 2, 3. Lola loves Foxy so much, she takes him almost everywhere. On the way to school, Lola says, look, an actual toy rabbit. I should take it to school. It looks so lonely, says Lola. I say, we should leave it here on the wall. Then whoever lost a rabbit can come back here and find it. At lunch, Lola says, I am still slightly worrying about Rabbit. And Lola says, I'm sure someone will come and get him. He might even be home by now. But Lola says, what if he isn't? Let's check. What if a bat takes into a big, huge cave? Says Lola. Or what if a big, ginormous bird flies off with him? Says Lola. So I say, he's too big for a bird to carry off, and bats only come out at nighttime. On our way home, Lola says, Charlie, Rabbit is still here. So I say, let's take him home. But Lola says, how are we going to find out who Rabbit belongs to? And I say, I have an idea. We can put posters up, I say, and then Rabbit's owner might see them and call us. So Lola, Lotta, Marv, and I put up posters everywhere. Lola says, "Now what do we do?" And I say, "We just have to wait." At home, Lola says, "Has anyone called yet?" And I say, "Lola, we only just put up the posters." And she says, "Charlie, someone will call soon, won't they?" And I say, "I'm sure they will. Don't worry, Rabbit. We will find your home," says Lola. Lola takes very good care of Rabbit. She brushes his teeth. She gives him tea. Time for tea. And even cuddles with him at night. The next day, Lola says, It's been ages, Charlie. What if no one ever calls?" "What will we do then?" "I guess you can keep Rabbit," I say. "Really?" says Lola. "Yes," I say, "but I'm sure someone will call." A bit later, the phone rang. I say, "Hello?" "Yes, it's a blue rabbit." "Yes, we will wait for you to come and collect it." "Lola," I say, "Rabbit's owner is coming to get him right now." "But I really like Rabbit," says Lola. So I say, "But Lola, he isn't yours. The boy who owns Rabbit wants him back." Then the doorbell rings. "Hoppy," says the boy. "It's Hoppy." And Lola says, "I absolutely looked after him for you." And he says, thank you very much." Lola says, I will miss Rabbit very much, but Foxy won't. He said Rabbit keeps stealing the blankets. The end. What is your favorite part of the story? My favorite part of the story is when the little boy came to get his toy rabbit back. Thank you for reading with me.